All right, here comes summit number 5, 7 summits. Easy part here, just take airlift up. Good, got my coffee. I did make an investment. You heard from episode 2, I was down a rain jacket and it's raining. So I just look at it as an investment for my... So made it top of the chairlift, easy part. Rainy, windy, cloudy. Trail begins right up behind me. First river crossing. Heading up this way. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit. See some sun action. I'm about 20 minutes in. I was gonna say an hour. I wish I was an hour in. And kind of reached the first plateau. You can't see anything. Back there is where I started. But it was a pretty decent climb, actually. Now there's a flat section, then it goes up again. You know, like maybe 5% grades. I hope I'm not exaggerating. It's not steep, but it's not unsteep either. I'm going to 2,228 meters. It's not very high, but still you have elevation to climb. Just windy, super wet, the rain's slowing down a little bit. So I'm walking through clouds, kind of fun, enjoying myself. It's on and off of pouring rain. The rain stopped for a second, but now there's a huge wind. Maybe here. I was walking through the clouds. I don't know, you can see the clouds, how fast they're moving. I don't know, it's hard for you to guess. I'm gonna say 25, 30 mile an hour wind gust. So that's why the light wasn't here. I haven't seen anyone since I got on that chairlift. Okay, we're getting close to the summit. It definitely is mountain summit, you know. The first part was really deceiving. Well, one, you couldn't see it. It's me. And I didn't see it either, but I saw the video just I was walking through. But definitely the last kilometer or two are definitely going a little steeper. And then you can see, like, there's definitely edges that you would see walking along. So it's pretty cool. I imagine we're about 500 meters away is my guess. I take so I'm at the top. I owed to my sister there. That was so glad I packed that. So I backpacked and packed that cover, and it says Camino de Santiago. This is the way, and that's the arrow. That's the international symbol. I'm so glad I packed that. I almost skipped out on that too, because as you know, I skipped out on very critical equipment, but it still worked out fine. Yeah. So this is the actual like monument for the summit itself, and yeah, let's see, kind of get a 360 view of everything. There's a cloud cover. At least it's not raining. You can see a little sun trying to peek out, but I'm so glad. Clearing up a little bit on the way down. You can see the really nice lake down there. I think. Hopefully it comes through. I'm actually starting to see people now coming up the trail. Feel bad for them. I don't know why people always go for a late start. You should always go as early as possible for many, many, many important reasons. But anyways, and then most of it's elevated trail. There was some organized rock trail that I think you probably saw in the previous video, and then there was definitely gravel, and it was like a little stream. But this is really nice. You know, obviously they do that to protect the tundra and enables people to get up there in a winter time. So you can kind of see the outline of some other peaks here. They're not quite as high as Kosciuszko, but you can just see how pretty it is. You can see the clouds kind of lifting now, and see revealing some lakes and some sun coming down. Tons of brooks like this throughout the journey. I just couldn't see them because, man, I'm jealous now. I'm seeing all these hikers coming, and they're coming now, which is really late. But to their credit, they're not getting wet like I was. I went through that horrid storm, but it's kind of fun. Again, this is footage on the way down, because now you can actually see, I mean, you saw from the earlier videos that, I mean, you can see 20 feet in front of you walking through the clouds. But it's very pretty. And then you can see why they raised the kind of a walkway, because it's just wetlands, and obviously trying to forge a path through wetlands would be detrimental to the environment. So it's really pretty. But you know, it's one of those things where you just have to be there. Here's the main sort of brook stream that comes through. So there's a bridge, takes you down valley, and finished